Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. And welcome back to the channel. We are back to talk disclaimer episodes 5 and 6. Honey, y'all know last week I was a bit under the weather that Monday, but we are back to get into the thick of it. You guys, a lot happened. A lot was uncovered. And dare I say, my mind has changed a little bit. I can't lie. My mind is changed just a bit, but you guys know that I am not here alone. I'm going to bring up these lovely ladies one at a time, and I'm going to ask them if their minds have been changed at all. Let's see. Let's start with Quana over at Her Real Review. Quana, how are you today? And has your perspective changed on things after episodes 5 and 6?
I was ready to fight after episodes 5 and 6. Okay. But I'm doing great. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I was definitely ready to fight. I am intrigued. I just don't know what to believe at this point. It was giving me Eve's Bayou. Like, whose truth is the truth? We don't know.
Well, we did know, and we did say that we had an unreliable narrator in Nancy before, but baby, I'm seeing things totally different. Kay over there at A Slice of Horror, are you seeing things totally different after episodes 5 and 6?
No, not really, because I still think Kate Blanchett's character is trash. She still did something, because who waits outside somebody's house with a knife? And then who sends they simple boy out to live by themselves? I'm still not letting off of her neck for doing that, because she knew he was simple before she kicked him out the house. She knew. But I will say I did not expect for old boy to go as hard with Nicholas. Like, Fred was like a son for a son. He was on his House of Dragon, and I
Baby,
said,
he said eye for an eye, get it back in blood. Yes.
I didn't know he was gonna be that ruthless.
Oh Lord, we're gonna get into Steven, because I said, Steven. I said, is this what we're doing, Steven? This is what we're doing. We're taking it to this level. And last but not least, we have Tyra over at, the struggle is real. The struggle is spectacular. Struggle Reviews TV. How are you doing today? And has your entire mindset shifted as you've watched episodes 5 and 6?
I mean, I think not too much. I mean, everything's very unhinged. Steven is doing the most. Okay, I understand he want to get it back in blood, but I didn't know it was like literal blood. Like, calm down, sir. Slow down 10 speed. But I think we started off not believing a lot of the narrative. Of course, it looked a certain way, but we knew that, how could you have that much detail? You weren't there, and it was a little in between to be picking sides. But yeah, my mind isn't changed on anybody, but nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. And welcome, you guys, the 20 people who are here already to talk disclaimer on a Monday night. Thank you for being here. Darflina says, my perspective was already that the old man was out of his mind trying to ruin someone's life for events he never witnessed. I'm feeling a little bit justified. I mean, when you write, friend. You know what I mean? I'll say this. I still don't like Kate. Or excuse me, Catherine. I still don't like her. All right. I don't. She did do something foul, but now my wheels are turning and I feel like Jonathan's a predator. One of y'all said it very early on, Quana and Tyra, that he was a predator. And listen, something is not sitting right in my spirit, in my shanana about any of that. Okay. So we are going to get right on into it. Nicholas went out bad, I feel like. I mean, and he's still here, but Real
Oh,
bad. Listen, this is what we're leading with, you guys, because
This is a
oh,
simple.
you go open with that?
No, we got to go back because this is a
we,
simple
we
boy right here.
listen,
This
we
is
are.
he's so damn simple.
Listen, we're gonna talk overall thoughts. I just thought this was the picture that most accurately represented what we went through in these two episodes. Kay, overall thoughts of episodes 5 and 6, and you can talk about the acting, the direction, the story in and of itself. But what have your overall thoughts been of these most recent two episodes?
I love the storytelling, how they make everything seem so personal, and they make everybody seem like somebody's guilty of something. I don't think there's any innocent parties here except probably Nicholas, and we see where that landed him. I see this boy so damn simple, and his parents just are clueless. And it's like he knows his parents are clueless. That's how much he knows his parents do not pay attention to him. He's like, I can tell them anything and they'll believe it simply because they don't care what he's doing. They're not tapped into their own son. Like they don't realize that he a little delayed in some areas. They don't realize he's as simple as he is. They let him live in a trap house. He can't read good. He can't spell good. And y'all thought he could be independent living. He got a whole issue that happened in his childhood, and he don't even remember what happened. And his mom act like she don't care that the boy is traumatized at all. He's the only innocent party here, and he's the only one that I feel bad for. The rest of them, they playing a little cat and mouse game.
Lord, because when Steven said, "Are you thick? Like, are you delayed? Like, you don't
Is
get
it?
it, boy, it's your mama. Like, you don't recognize these, you don't recognize these pictures." But
Stephen be fed up with him and his level of intelligence.
he said he's a waste of space, useless. But I will echo your sentiment in terms of the storytelling because it's so captivating. You feel like you're right there, and it's taking you on this really intimate journey through each of these characters, and it's artfully done. And the acting, listen, Kevin Kline deserves something. Get a man an Emmy for me because the way he has gone and ran the gambit of emotion throughout this entire series so far, he's literally my favorite character. Not the character itself, but his portrayal of this character is my favorite. Quana, overall thoughts after watching episodes 5 and 6?
First of all, I forgot Kevin Kline was American for a second. I was like, hold up. This man, a hotel American, you better go ahead with this accent, okay? Steven is crazy. We knew he was, but I was not prepared for just how low he was willing to go. He didn't need to send that boy them pictures of his mama's cootie cat. She did not. He could have just sent the one. He could have sent the sanitized ones. He didn't. That's what took him out.
Exactly.
He saw the place he
Send him
came
to
from,
early
and he went
grave.
into. He saw the place he came from, and he got shot. That and then I mean, poor Nicholas. But that baby he's sitting here talking about some. Did you read the book? Oh, let me show you. Let me send you this corn video. What? We talking about books and literature, and you sending me videos. This poor baby. I just can't. But I don't. I'm torn. I'm so torn now because I get what you his mama. Whew, but it's just it's messy. Ooh, but it's so good. My blood pressure was high.
Nicholas said he had important stuff to do and went and fixed a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Listen, and put her on hold. Said, "All right, hold on. Like, I gotta." Nicholas is different, and what's bad is I should feel sympathy for him, but I don't. He is such. He gives that he literally is a waste of space. Like at one point in the series, the narrator is like, because if he had just drowned, like I could have packaged that better. Like I could have went on about my life. It would have been easier than actually living with and having this, son who was never gonna be anything. Tyra, overall thoughts after watching
Bam,
episodes?
please. I feel sorry for Nicholas. I feel like his state is too like the blame is to be had on those parents. I feel like he wouldn't have been such a waste of space if they were doing a better job of being parents, like I love how old Robert just feels like, oh, I've just been the greatest dad and I've been here. Clearly you haven't. He doesn't know this boy. He doesn't know what's going on. He has been left to his own vices, which is he's been left to his own vices, and then they're pretty much on the wealthier side. He's so lost. Like I feel very sorry for him. Like I'm like he never stood a chance. Uh, uh, Steven, like I didn't expect Steven to go this far. I thought he would push Nicholas to the point of self-destructing and just allow him to, like, if Nicholas decided to take himself out, then so be it. But him physically going to like commit the agenda with slick black hair, I was like, sir, I was with Drano. Sir, what are
He
you
had
doing?
the syringe. I said, "Where you the syringe, sir?"
that was beyond me. I really did not expect that, and I'm just ready to get the truth because I knew that we were going to get multiple narratives because we was like, how does she know that you weren't there? We're getting the questions back in these episodes that we were asking from the beginning, and somewhere in between is the truth. Like I don't feel like anybody's all innocent, but Nicholas didn't do anything. So why does he deserve, this blunt force Drano trauma for what happened to your son or what took place? Like this was sad. And child Steven is a sick man. He's a sick man. And I want everybody here to get some damn help.
No, Steven on his Game of Thrones, he said, boy, a son for a son. I ain't playing no games.
No.
Everybody gone. And from that last scene, I said, "Oh, you taking everybody out. You just okay." Episodes 5 and 6. Episode 5, I had to tell the world the truth. Episode 6, only death is irrevocable. All right, y'all. Again, any resemblance to persons living or dead is not a coincidence. Because listen, Catherine got to pay. And I just want to know immediately from you. I'll start with you, Tyra. Catherine Ravenscroft, has your opinion changed?
Partially, I just know she did something. I don't think it was what was in that book because, ma'am, paint your son look like the victim. Say less. Like he was over there quivering and shaking in his boots and stuttering. We put a whole lot on it, and we knew that you weren't present for these things. So how could you possibly know? And that a narrative has been painted for her, but she still hasn't been absolutely forthcoming with truth to go X, Y, and Z happened. This is what happened. Like she's hiding something. We don't know what it is, but something took place, and all we hear her vocally say is, "I'm like child protecting Nicholas my ass because baby, when was he ever protected at this point? He isn't, being protected, but she's saying that is her, her agenda. But all the secrecy, hiding it from the husband for years, from Nicholas, and that feeling that Nicholas is blocking out something. She's ashamed of something. I don't know if it was because of what took place with her or what maybe took place with her son, but she's hiding something. And I do still think, though he probably had a hand in it and assisted into why she wouldn't want to get him some help drowning, I feel like she did watch and she didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's something that she moves like a guilty person. That's how I know she's not completely innocent, because there is totally something about how she has navigated this. Oh, like this is me. He wrote about me. My life is over. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't think a person who's innocent would necessarily behave that way. I don't think an innocent person would interact with his mother the way that she did. You know what I mean? Again, the first half of the series is very biased. It's all from Nancy's perspective. And so now getting the opportunity to start to hear from Catherine, I mean, I'm holding my judgments until later. Quana, talk to me about Catherine. Has your perspective changed on who she is? Do you like her? Do you hate her still? What were we at?
I don't hate her. I have theories, and so it really is predicated on if my theories are right, because I have theories about what really went down over in Italy. That said, hearing her narration and hearing her talk about the trip, it did make me feel like compassionate toward her a little bit, because it seemed like she had that mother's guilt, like she was feeling guilty about holding Robert back from his job, or she was feeling guilty about not being there, or wanting to spend time with Nicholas. So I don't know. hearing that part of the narration made me think maybe there was more, and maybe she was traumatized, and maybe that was what caused the distance between them later on in life. I go back to that first episode though, because remember when she grabbed that stuffed animal and she was like, feeling very nostalgic about that moment. And I'm just thinking something happened where she might have been a little bit more doting, and it changed because she felt like she had to guard herself. And now that I suspect that what we saw before was maybe the book rendition and not the truth, I'm reserving my sympathy for her. It's not all the way on the shelf. It's on the floor, maybe.
Okay. Not on the shelf yet, on the floor in between, right? So we could pick it up if we need to. And I agree with that statement, Elle Marie. Catherine is complicated. And I'm enjoying that about the series, that these are not one-note characters at all. There's some depth there, okay? You said it in the beginning. I still don't like her because she's guilty of something, but expound upon that a little bit for us.
Because she didn't set up the camera and take them pictures herself. She act like that. She put the camera on a timer and sit there and pose. No, somebody took them pictures of you. You still guilty of something. Your boy went through a traumatic experience that his mind has literally repressed and can't remember because of you. And this is why he laying in the hospital bed, because he done repressed so much stuff. His body just can't handle it, nothing else. His body just shut down with all the stuff that he went through. And then she been crying the same white woman tears her whole life. She just mad that her husband ain't falling for it, because he's now like, you know what, my parents, they told me about you a long time ago. So that shows me that she really ain't been about nothing for a good little minute.
You said for a good long time. And now we're on Steven. Now, y'all know Steven. I mean, he still is my favorite character. Do I like his moves? No. But like I said, this is just my favorite bit of acting in this whole series. Kevin Kline is going to deliver every single time, no matter what he's doing. and even his narration, I get my life with him. I get my life with the pow every time he drops one of his little imaginary bombs. He tickles me. But baby, he took it there. And I want to know, is this what righteous indignation? Is it all for naught? Quana, I want to start with you. Because he thinks he's on this white hat mission. He thinks that he is doing the Lord's work by any means necessary. He said, I don't care if I have to pay. I don't care about that. I just want her to hurt the way that me and Nancy hurt. And we're going to get into the dynamics of that marriage, because that's crazy as hell. But talk to me about Steven, and has your perception of Steven changed at all?
Yeah, most definitely, because I don't know. I'm trying to think about if I was in his shoes, but there's part of me that understands going after Catherine. I don't understand him going after Nicholas, because if everything is as he believes it to be, your son died trying to save this boy. Why would you want to make his sacrifice in vain by taking him out? So I don't know why he doesn't look at it like that. It could have even been an opportunity to replace. I don't want to say replace you, because you can't replace your kid, but I would have been like, okay, let's go after Catherine and destroy her life. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get her son on my side and rub it in her face. So I just trying to like utterly destroy Nicholas, even though Nicholas is a little bit of waste of space. I mean, not all the way, but a little bit.
But kind of majority.
Kind of, but he put on them different voices. He said, I'm putting on Jonathan's deodorant.
With the wife's pink sweater on the whole time, that cardigan under everything.
Sir, check yourself into a hospital quickly, expeditiously, please. Get some help.
You know it stink. He got it on right here. You can see it. It's right it under. Kay, what you think of Steve? Are you still on Steven's side, Kay? Are you here for his mission? Because listen,
Steven may be a little unhinged, but I'm gonna ride for Steven, because first of all, I ain't got nothing else to live for. Okay, I ain't got to go to work. My wife ain't at home, my son ain't here. I ain't got nothing to do. At this point, my whole family is gone. So somebody gonna have to pay for me, simply the fact that I'm the last one standing. Okay, if I'm the last one standing, it ain't just gonna be me. Somebody else got to go down too. And Nicholas might be collateral. He's collateral damage. It ain't like the world is actually losing out on anything because of Nicholas. What are we really
Okay.
losing
He's a
but Nicholas
human.
not being here?
He's
Did
a
he add any
life.
value to life? Did he? Did he really? He was going down there listening to South London rap music.
Kay is on her
Nicholas
WEB
was
Du
getting
Bois.
his life. He was getting his
Kay
life
is
too.
on her WEB Du Bois today, the talented tent. If you don't listen, she's on one. We're gonna ease on down this road because we're not like this isn't eugenics, ma'am. We're not picking and a life is a life. All life is valid. Okay, Tyra, because she took it there too. Kay on Steven's side. Just call
Stephen
her
is
Steven
sick.
Jr.
Stephen is sick. I thought the whole agenda was to break down Catherine. Nicholas did nothing to your son. Like, I thought he wanted to break down. I thought he wanted her to be ostracized, fired from that job. I wanted divorce. I was like, well, Nicholas already don't like her. I thought he would be used as a vice to maybe manipulate him and him getting back at Catherine, not physically killing the boy. Like, what?
That's a true villain. You got to take down everybody around her. You see, he
What?
started with
No,
the
no, no, no,
husband,
no.
and then
Okay.
he went to the
For him
co-workers
to
and then the
go that
son.
route and for him to just his whole reasoning here is because I want you to feel what I felt. I lost my this. If you genuinely felt that type of way about losing your son, you wouldn't dare put another person through that. Like you wouldn't do that. You would want to get back at her, not that. Something's wrong with this man. Something's already wrong with him. We knew that because baby, the cardigan and the mothballs and the roach underneath the cup and he was a sick man. But I thought it was that agenda towards Catherine, not to take down and murder because you're trying to commit murder, sir, and murder the son. Like what the hell did he ever do to you? The fact that he could do that and live with it, I'm concerned for him, for that wife, and for that son because something's unclean. Something's unclean. And I've been said that since the way that mother made sure she grabbed and hid those photos. Something is going on, and who can't say that he has some type of hand in it? Because you have to be a sick person to roll up in the hospital with a syringe full of Drano.
Steven been pissed off since Nicholas couldn't spell his name correctly.
Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, Catherine's world is imploding, right? Because Stephen done, oh, madam, may I have a moment? I need to, I need to share this with you. You're working with someone that you have no idea.
And them white
Here's
people.
books for the office, books for everyone. You get a book, you get a book, you get a book. And the way that they sat up there and read that book in 30 minutes, because by the time she gets in the office, the book is on her desk. Catherine, you've lied. You're putting our journalistic integrity on the line. Everything here we could lose because of you, Catherine. And Catherine smacking hoes and walking out. Like, Catherine, you can't do this. Tyra, talk to me about.
Because back your ass up off of me. That man, that little heathen in the office, and I'm not a super fan of Catherine at this point, but he was waiting. He's waiting. He wanted some attention. I don't know if he wants Miss Ma'am's spot, but he wants whatever he feels like he's missing out on that she's possessing because she's in charge and she's revered. This was just like, oh God, we gotta confront her now. Like, what if you don't get out of my face? Don't put your hands on. Look, Kathy. Boy, my name is Catherine. It was Catherine when I got here, and it was Catherine when I leave. My name is Catherine. Get it together and don't freaking touch me. Don't come over here try to gaslight me because you read a book. Like, both of these little things here with that narration, they were waiting on an opportunity. Not to say that Catherine's all good and right, because baby, they had the little smoking gun. Didn't she ask us to dig up some dirt and said that he was into a little, why, Catherine? Why did you want us to stop? Why are you harassing him, calling him, leaving messages on his phone? Boy, the way he would have got more than that if it was up to me. Because don't put your hands on me. Don't come over here getting your little asses in my face. Because I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate the approach here, and it just felt like they were ready. Because with the narration, it says that the both of these, whether it's him or her, they're waiting for their moment, for their story, for their big opportunity, and they feel like, oh, this is it. So even if it's you, Catherine, this could put me in your position. Where were you on the night of such and such? Because this book said, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Kind of like, oh, I don't owe you anything. I don't have to explain myself. Yes, you do. No, I don't. I don't. I didn't like this, and I felt like he should have got a real backhand because that was like a white backhand. He should have got an open face slap.
It didn't matter. They said they still calling HR. We gonna give you a leave, Catherine, because you can't put your hand on the people.
Man, please. He put his hands on her. What are you? I need to get you. Wait, you need to. Why are you touching my shoulders? I don't care. Don't touch me. You can yap over there with your little glasses from across the desk. Don't put your hands on me, sir. He was waiting for a moment to get at Kathy.
Absolutely. And that's the perfect setup because if she touches me back, it's going to be an issue, right? Catherine ain't going to have no job to go back to. Kwana, what did you think of this? And not only this, but we know that she got the boot from the house. So now she had to go back home to a mama house. All right. That same bedroom. And she just going through it. She desperate now, and she's going to go to see Steven at some point. But do you really feel like it's over for her? Or can she rebound from this? Or will she get her job back? What do you think this is going to culminate into?
I mean, she can rebound. Cancel culture is not all the way real, but I don't think she's going to be able to go to this job. Because little Squid Game girl was getting on my nerves. Oh, dude, like he put. She was getting on my nerves. He was getting on my nerves. She said, "Back up." I don't understand. This is I was not even liking Catherine. Y'all making me have to defend sis in these streets because why are you in her personal bubble? She said, "Back up." And if we're on the up and up, okay, she read the book. Yes, according to the book, she slept with the little 19-year-old boy. But they act like she physically dragged that boy into the ocean and tossed him off of a boat and said, "Die, die." No, she didn't do that. So all the questioning in front of everybody, like, I was not okay with that. But can she bounce back? She's a wealthy white woman. I mean, she can start her own thing. She can do her own thing. I think in terms of her career, she'll be fine. Whether or not with her family, she'll be fine. But I will say it was nice that she was able to go back to her mom. You know, we don't really know the ins and outs of that relationship, but it seems as though she was able to go back fairly easily. It was immediately where she went to. And it was like nothing had changed. She knew where to go in the house. She knew how to acclimate to everything. So I think there's definitely more to Catherine than what we've seen just through Robert's eyes. And Robert walking around acting like his ish don't stink when we know that company there's some shady business going on. So I need that. I need that to come out of the wash. But for now, I mean, I think Catherine will be okay long term.
I mean, there's that because he was crushing up the Zolpidem or whatever that is. He was crushing it up, and she sure was sipping the tea. We're gonna get to it. But Kay, and then outside of that, I thought it was interesting because the mom was like, "Oh, is Robert out of town again? Is he in the Americas again?" And it really just makes me feel like she doesn't really open up to her mom. Like it's not like that tight relationship. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see in the final episode of the series. Kay, is it over for her or will she rebound from this? And was she justified in slapping glasses?
Hell no. I said, hold on. Why are you putting your hands on people? What we doing that for? And then that's the first time she slapped somebody. She slapped Steven again. Like, why are you putting your hands on people? Like, if you bold enough to put, like, this tells me that she's been slapping people for a long time. So she's been feeling emboldened enough to put her hands on people, which means she has found herself in a lot of different situations. She done found herself in altercations before. This ain't new to her. So apparently, since they were all waiting and ready, she must have been pretentious at the job. They didn't like her no way. They knew it was something about her. She's been shifty ever since then. They was waiting on the moment. So don't get mad at them because now you done been caught up. They was waiting, okay? Maybe you wasn't nice to them at all. Maybe you was rude and you was uppity with them. But that don't give you permission to put your hands on somebody because if you're going to touch somebody, you get touched back. And then, you know, the way she is, she probably would cry white tears to try to get away with it.
Okay.
Kay said she can't give Catherine an inch.
None.
Not an inch. She's not getting up off her neck. She's not at all.
Not at all.
So Catherine go to Steven's house. He's hiding in the background with his cardigan on, his wife's pink cardigan. Come out. I just want to talk for a moment. I just want to, okay, you win, you win, you win. You've got me fired from my job. My marriage is over. All of that. I just want to talk. I just want to talk to you. Kay, if you're Steven, are you going outside to talk to Catherine?
I mean, that depend on the kind of mood that I'm in. Like if I feel like I got on some Jordans and I've moisturized my knuckles and I might have to have something sharp in my back pocket, then I might be able to step outside. But if now I was sitting there watching TV, eating cereal with a house coat on and I wasn't ready yet. Now you can't pop up on me until I'm ready for you.
But if you were Steven out here in these streets wreaking havoc on someone's life and they pop up at your doorstep, it's up and it's stuck, right? Why not just go to the door and have a conversation?
Well, see, Steven got to be ready at all times. That's why if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You got to be ready at all times.
Okay. Tyra, I just want to talk. What are you doing? If you're Steven, are you answering the door? Is this a good time for a conversation?
With the way that Steven has been moving with this strong vendetta, it says a lot about his character that he hid. What are you hiding for? What are you hiding for? Like the way he's like, oh Lord, he act like it was some, are you prepared for Jehovah's return at the door? Like it was some Jehovah Witnesses that, what are you hiding for? He cutting down lights. Like, why are you hiding? What are you hiding? If you are so bold in your agenda and Catherine needs to pay, I'm opening the door. You don't have to let her in. But the fact that he didn't want to confront her, he wasn't expecting to see her. He's ducking around like she's calling, like, she opened, like, I know you in there. She's like, just like, I deserve to be heard. Like, no, Catherine, you waited too damn long. You waited too long. I am upset with Catherine for underestimating this old biddy. The way she like, girl, hurry up. I needed Catherine to just come on. Like it's the stakes are getting higher and higher with what he's willing to do. And once she got there, like, clearly you're being followed. He knows the intel on your life, your favorite bookstore, the book's here, it's at your job, the kids have it, you're so, like, your husband has it. Like, how much is he gonna have to do for you to? I'm like, what a cop said. The fact that she hasn't, called anybody or took any legal action, I'm like, okay, you got to tell us something, Catherine, here, because something is very much so off with Steven. But something's off with her too, because you wouldn't be able to do this to me just on GP unless I was guilty in hiding something. But yeah, he didn't want to come outside. They said a whole lot of nothing. Why you inside? Why are you hiding, sir?
Oh, Catherine about that life. Because when she did see him, she said, sit down.
She was standing outside with a knife. I said, your name is not Michael Myers. That's why she can't be. That's why I know she did something. Because nobody is that bold. She had a little gangster in her that she said, I'm gonna pull up on him and then what? And then what?
She definitely moves like a guilty person. Quana,
yes.
If you're Steven though, are you stepping outside when Catherine pops up at the house?
No, because Steven is up to no good too. He on demon time too, so he can't step outside. Because if I'm Catherine, I'm with Tyra. At this point, Catherine should have a game plan. She need to come ready. She should have some brass knuckles. Like, you can't. I can't just let you destroy my life. And we not. And I mean, you're gonna come outside and talk to me. And if you're not gonna come outside, I'm gonna come in and get you. So at that point, if I'm Steven, no, because I don't know what she's up to. And Steven knew he was up to no good. Like, he was categorically thinking, I should probably stop now, but I'm not going to.
No, it just excited him. He was like, oh, yes.
This is exciting. I need to keep going. He could die. He's in the hospital. He could go. But I need to just make sure I finish the job. He was being Michael Myers in Halloween too. Let me go drive to the hospital. Let me drive to the hospital and show up and be ready.
Lord have mercy. Tyra, this sent little Nicholas over the edge because Steven decides as another prong of his, multifaceted attack. He said, I'm going to pretend to be Jonathan. I'm going to get some tech whiz to make all his pictures look up to date, create an Instagram profile, and I'm going to befriend Nicholas only to send him pictures of his mama's cootie cat. That's what I'm going to do. And this is going to send him over the edge. He said, remember that boy in the book? How the mama left him alone and he drowned and she didn't do anything? That was your mama. That was your mama. Well, first he goes, the book and the woman and all that. Who are you talking about? Yeah, she deserved it. Who is it? He said, are you thick? It's your mama, fool. Like, this is your mother. This is your mama's cootie cat. This is her ninnies. And what's crazy is while he's up to no good, he says, no boy should have to see his mother like this. He said, let me highlight all of them. He sent a mass text.
He's sick. This was very sick and perverse. Like, I couldn't even get into this mass manipulation. He is so giggity. Like, Stephen is a psychopath.
He was like an evil professor, like sitting in the laboratory.
Like, Stephen is a psychopath. Like, the glee that he is taking, you don't get like this overnight. He has no remorse. He does not care. He's not, I don't know why we're having those inner thoughts of, no, boy, he don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. And I don't feel like this is just something that has cultivated over time. And he's just like, no. How long have you been this way? Because I have questions. I need a flashback of your household with you and your son and your wife, because this is extremely sick and diabolical. We can do all of this, but when Catherine shows up, it's as if we are expecting to do all of this, but I don't want you to confront me. I never planned for you to confront me. I mean, I have to face you or see you. I want to do my dirt behind closed doors. This made me really sad for Nicholas with how much he was hanging on to his every word. Like, this is how lonely do you have to be?
Very.
How lonely and desperate do you have to be? Nicholas has no life. He has no drive, no nothing. We find out, he had drugs in his pocket all along. I told y'all he had some drugs. I told you he was giving drugs. And he's been lying, and he's been able to move this way because nobody in his house truly gave a damn. The father likes to pretend that he does, but he doesn't really, care to really have time to invest in him because nobody knew what was going on all along. He is truly a hurt young man. Like, when he was sitting there rocking, like, where'd you go? Like, and this is a stranger. This is somebody who just this happened in all of a day. This wasn't even like a plan. Like, I'm going to get under his skin, get close to him for months and weeks at a time, and gain his trust, and then I'm going to drop. It was like, nope. Immediately, he was hanging on to his every word. And the fact that, and it made me sick for Stephen to know that as a teacher, I learned how to spot the boys. What are you talking about? Like, spot the boys with the weakness, with that self-doubt, the boys who want, like, what are you talking about? Like, it's something sick going on with him, and I can't wait to find out exactly what it is. But I felt really sorry for Nicholas and him hanging on to the words of a stranger, and it was able to reduce him to what we saw later.
To utter madness. Tyra, have you seen this movie, Notes on a Scandal?
No.
Have you seen it, Quana, Kay? Any of you guys?
I've seen it. It's a limited series as well. I don't think they're doing a second season, but I think it's a limited series. It's on Netflix though. It's good.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely have to check that out. Oh, Kay. This sent him over the edge. He did look like one of those like professors in a lab, like trying to take over the world. He was like gleeful when he sent those pictures. Were you laughing? I know you were, Kay. You didn't feel any kind of way for Nicholas. He has no friends, no girlfriend. The daddy said he got a girlfriend, but that's probably not true.
Seen it. Right in the middle. Only thing Nicholas has is drugs and South London rap music.
We can go bump a bun. Sorry. It wasn't even that, but I don't know what it was.
That's all your boy got. Okay, he just wanted somebody to talk, and that's sad. And y'all mad at Steven. Y'all mad at the wrong people. Y'all need to be mad at his raggedy ass parents, because if they was any kind of parents, they wouldn't have been. Steven wouldn't have been able to do this. Nicholas wouldn't be so distrusting of them. He wouldn't feel so lonely and not able to talk to them. He wouldn't feel so abandoned by them. He wouldn't feel so traumatized by them, to the point where he'd rather eat Fruit Loops and talk to a stranger than be on the phone with his raggedy mama. That's not this. That is not Steven's fault. Now, if I'm Steven and I know I ain't got nothing, I ain't got no job. My spouse is gone. My child is gone. I ain't got nothing to do. I might sit here and entertain some foolishness, especially when I know this simple boy couldn't even spell my name right, and I ain't even got a complicated name. I got time today, and Steven did.
Lord have mercy.
That is so sad
Quana,
for Nicholas.
save Nicholas, Lord. Get him in
Please, somebody.
rehab. They didn't know nothing about that. Did you know he lost his job? Did you know he's back to smoking cigarettes?
He
Quana,
called it's me, it's Dad. I love you. Call me back. Look at what this is. He's just so damn casual. He's missing. Girl,
cavalier, absolutely. Quana, did you feel for Nicholas in this? Because he is not grounded. He didn't get that from his parents. He didn't get a sense of identity, of belonging, none of that. We can see him out here in this world drifting. He's just hanging on by, he was already hanging on by a thread. And this was just the little thread that sent him over there.
Walking around with slave feet.
I don't know. Now, this is where we get into the part of the show. The only thing that I don't like, because I don't know with Nicholas if he is suffering from sad white boy syndrome or if he's supposed to be coded like he's like on the spectrum. And I don't like when shows do that, because then there leaves a lot of speculation, and then people create a narrative of that and they think that that's what this looks like. But there is something off, and it does seem like, I will say this for Catherine, when she got worried and she was like, we have to find him. And Robert was real chill, nonchalant, not, oh, he'll be okay. Oh, but then when she started questioning, he was like, well, you know what? To be honest, hold up. Ain't you supposed to be his best friend, buddy? Y'all sitting here rah-rah sizzling by watching the football games and everything together. Like, why are you now just saying, well, I guess if I'm truthful, I don't know if he has any friends. And it seemed like maybe there was something about him and how he came up that maybe she has tried to alert them to or whatever. Maybe that's what's called. I don't know, but it just seemed like it was interesting that she went into mama mode. I'm so worried about him. We have to find him right this second. And Robert was like, oh, not really. And then they got the phone call. So I just wish they would be a little bit more clear, because he something aside from the drugs, like something is not right with Nicholas, but it could just be sad white boy syndrome. I have known plenty of them, but it could be, I hope they're not going to pull out that it's more later. Keep it at sad white boy, and don't confuse us.
She's like, don't do that. Don't mix it with a mental. Well, I guess they're both mental health situations, right, or conditions. But I don't know. But he is a whole full on dope fiend. I didn't even know they had crack houses in London, and that's my
crack
ignorance.
houses everywhere.
Well, listen, the mattresses on the floor. I didn't think it would look the same. Like this was, you know, you could go to any.
With the London crack house is going to look better.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I didn't expect the busted out windows. Like I don't know. I just
A little bit.
Everything's better in London.
everything's better in London. No, I didn't. And I was like, oh, he said, give me 2 nickels. And I said, oh, nickels of what? I said, oh, what are we doing? But he's a full-on injector. He had the kit. Like, do y'all remember the commercial? I learned it from watching you, Dad. And he had the whole little kit, and it was like the tie you off, and I was like, whoa, he's a full-on dope fiend. Y'all don't have to comment on this unless you want to. I just had to throw this slide in there because I was like, dang.
No,
Nick?
I want to know how long, because you don't get this far. Like clearly, this is an escalation. He's not even that old. What is he, 25? Like the way that
25.
he's full blown, like he's injecting something that takes a different type of dedication. He's trying to run away from something, and how they're like, I don't know if he doesn't have any friends. He probably lied about the girlfriend. There has just been something displaced with him for years prior to this incident with Steven. It just goes to show how trash they are as parents. Because it's going unnoticed. The fact that prior to everything, she knew as a mother that this was the kind of state that he was in, whether he was lying or not. You still let you left him out there. You put him out there and was like, yeah, go fend for yourself. Like he needs help. He needs to be sedated. I'm sorry.
And even as he's going in there, he's like, he said, this is going to be my last time. I've only ever been here a couple times before. I don't want to make it a habit of going here. So it's almost like he kind of in his mind thinks that this is just a temporary, Like I'm just using this temporarily to get over whatever hurdle. Did anyone else want to comment on the dope fiend situation in the crack house? Okay, we can ease on down the road. He looked really bad. Um, so she gets the call. He calls. And she recognized that right on the phone. She recognized that that was her child. And she said, we got to find Nicholas. And Robert's like, what are you doing? Get off me. I know where my son is. Hold on. And he does the phone call like Tyra said. Nick, it's your dad. It's your dad. It's your dad, bruv. Just call me back. I know you're
not
good.
your trifling ass mother. It's me.
And she's spazzing at that maniac. He's told him he knows everything. My life is just ruined. Oh, the maniac who, whose son you let die that you were screwing around on me with. And I'm like, this isn't the time for that, Robert. This isn't the time for that. Quana, talk to me about this. What do you do as Robert? And you just put her out and she comes in frantic, screaming about the son. Was he justified in his response? What did you think of this whole dynamic? And how did she know anything was wrong? Because all I heard was, I didn't hear any words come out of his
That's
mouth.
all
Did
you
y'all?
gotta hear. Are you
Yeah, she pulled a
Oh.
Sophia. She said, "Oh, that's my own baby crying," and she went to marching. And she was ready. No, I mean, this is where for me, Robert lost me. Okay, Robert is trash because why your child, your wife is it to here? Okay, fine, you mad, but she's like, something is wrong. We need to find him. No bells, no alarms ring off, and then even later on, he was so busy still thinking about her getting her jollies 20 something years ago, and your kid is over here in the hospital. Like, dude, your priorities, get them in, you can deal with that later. Like, this is your child, your seed. Something's wrong with him. Something is wrong with this man.
His ego, I think, is so bruised. I think because he says he still just can't let it go that she cheated on him with this young man. Do you think ego plays any part in it, Quana? A little bit? Okay, just a little.
No, this is
That's
a
his
little bit, but
small D energy. I got you.
yes,
I
very
read
much
it loud
so.
and clear.
He's got his feelings are hurt. He wasn't doing what needed to be done, and he is obsessed with the idea that somebody else gave her the good, and she's been thinking about it, meditating on it for all these years. Like,
Meditate.
and it's really destroyed his whole worldview. And it's like, dude, I mean, first of all, if you don't go get your lick back and get on with your life, like something.
That might, I don't know. Oh Lord, just leave her. Leave her where you found her.
It'd be okay.
Kay, what did you think of this whole interaction? And would you have recognized Nicholas's moans in the phone? And did you expect this to sit? I don't know. If I saw my mama's cooter cat, I don't know if it would devastate me and run me to the den of thieves.
He probably, because see, after he read that book, he put two and two together, and
So
he
it was
was just like,
everything.
yeah, he was just like, oh, it wasn't pictures. Like she was busting it open while I was, about to drown in the ocean. And of course, she recognized that was probably the sound he made when he was about to die. And she was just like, oh yeah, that's what happened last time. And maybe I could save him because Jonathan ain't here to save him this time, so it's gonna have to be me this time. And yeah, her husband is salty because guess what? If you cheated on me with somebody's son, I'm gonna throw it in your face every time too. Because you held this from me for 20 years, okay? Sleep with somebody's son, and now he deceased, so I can't even talk. I can't be mad at him. It's on you, okay? Our son almost died, and guess what? He about to die for the same thing, the same situation that almost killed him 20 years ago, about to kill him now, and it's all on you.
But can't he put that to the side to focus on the important thing? Because has Catherine ever lied about this or been frantic like this before, Tyra?
Yeah, Robert is trash. Robert is trash. Like, Robert can't see beyond that book since it fell in his lap. Like, this is a trash man. I feel like he's been a little trash as far as a husband because it's nothing going on in between your legs or what happened however many years ago that's going to trump my son and me trying to make sure that he's okay and trying to I feel like he whatever happened caused Catherine to be I think he caused her to drift away from being a mother, or the mother that she could have been to Nicholas. And he feels like since he was there, a little bit, some of the time, that makes me better than you. Like I feel like he's trash. I think he's trash because how are you so damn trusting to somebody you just met? Like you just met this man. I don't care how many times Stephen, oh, I'm just excuse me. Like I don't care how many times he pulls up and portrays the fragile old man. But if this is all it takes for you to like literally throw me underneath the bus, especially when I told you, like, regardless of what's going on, Catherine is not at all forthcoming with enough information, but she keeps saying, I did it for Nicholas. I'm trying to protect Nicholas. Okay, well, let me know. Like, try to get to the bottom of that and what she's protecting him from and what maybe happened. He's focused on what happened in between her legs. Like nobody cares about this, and the son is suffering for it. But he was instantly like putty in old Steven's hands because we have a mutual hate for Catherine. And you open my eyes with this book and all of this. Like, do you understand? Do you understand what you read? Do you know how much this did or didn't happen? Like, you're just taking it. Now, Catherine isn't saying anything, but like, be smart. Robert is slow.
And Stephen knows it. He said he's daft. He's daft.
He probably like this whole family just slow.
Because he's like, oh, let me put this on really quick and I'm gonna go. And how do you become besties with your very own op? Very own. He don't give a damn about you. I just have to take this moment to apologize for my wife. And not only am I going to apologize for, I'm going to invite you into our lives. Come see my son. He just had an overdose. Come see him in the hospital. I know that was your wife's dying wish. Steven said, bet. Sign me up. Let me get my syringe.
Ain't asking nothing. Maybe she didn't want you to see him for a reason. Because we didn't even pull it for a circle around. Why was your wife writing this book in secret? And why did she say you were dead? Like, well, let's go back over there. You ain't seen my damn son. I don't know what's wrong with this idiot. He's stupid. Everybody's stupid. That's why the baby all delayed and slow. His father's stupid too.
So Tyra, talk to me about this whole thing though, because it really was crazy to me. Because I said, you just met this man, you had this traumatic event with your son, and you say the first thing I should do is invite this man who blew up my whole life marriage. I'm going to invite him to visit my son in the hospital who's on life support. And then I'm not going to tell my wife at all. Or even though you're estranged, I'm not going to tell her anything. So I'm actually going to set you up for the okie doke because we know Catherine like to use them hands. How does Robert not have any clue?
No, where's your discernment?
None.
Where is your discernment? And the fact that you knew, you know for a fact that this man released this book, regardless of what's in it or what you're focusing on, there's clearly motive here. He wants to destroy your wife. He has an agenda against her. That means that none of you are safe. Like, I will be dealing with this man at all types of arm's length, but you let him roll up on your son unsupervised? Are you out of your mind?
Like, told the nurse's station. He can come.
Girl,
let me put his name on the list.
Yes, and it's just us underestimating someone. Oh, because he's old, he's fragile, he's harmless. Like, it's Catherine. She did this to us both. This whore, this harlot. Like, yeah. In the midst of that, your son is about to get Dranoed. Crazy.
Okay. How your boy Robert become besties with the op? Besties.
Robert said the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You got that wrong this time.
It was just that simple. He said, I need somebody to hate her like I hate her right now. And apparently we can hate her together. That's all I need. That was enough. That was enough. Robert is lonely too. Okay, Catherine then ostracized him from his family, so he ain't got nobody no more.
He like, I dated down. I pulled you up by your bootstraps, baby. I showed you a whole new world. My parents told me not to go for them girls from South London, and I went for you anyway. And this is what I get. He can't let it go, Quana. But how do you become besties with your own op?
You don't. He's dumb. You look like I just can get over. I can get over. You met this. You don't know anything, and I just don't like. I guess to give it to Kay, like something in either he's been waiting for Catherine to mess up to confirm what he's always felt, or something has happened in the past to make him jump so swiftly into completely writing her off without being willing to hear anything she has to say, and then not calling her or talking to her and saying, hey, tell me about this dude. Let me do my own reconnaissance. Let me do my own investigation. I'm just going to believe everything this man is telling me at face value because he's a little old man who wrote and published a whole behind book exposing my wife and my whole family to chaos. Like, bells and whistles. Where come on, Robert. What is happening? You've lost the plot, boo-boo. And then to have this man roll up on your son who is in a coma in the hospital. And come on down. Yeah. We're not grieving, praying, meditating, making sure he's okay. Come on down. And I'm gonna leave a little note and tell him that you the grandpappy. Mm-hmm. What?
And Robert's so pissy, he can't even sit in there with.
No.
They got to. That.
It's actually breaking up.
Yeah, actually,
it got real. Yes, it got real roboto. I can barely see you.
Bad now. I gotta refresh and come back in.
Okay. Kay, why is this man trash? Now, how you gonna cape for this? Because you don't give a damn about Nicholas. How is this okay?
Make this right.
I just told the enemy of my enemy is my friends. We got to unite, okay?
Why? This is not stupid, Kay. This is idiotic.
Look, I didn't say it was a good plan, but it works in Steven's advantage, okay? He didn't already realize the boy was simple. And he said he probably, if I trace his DNA line, somebody else in this family is simple. Boom, right there, his dad. That's where he get it from. So if I can manipulate Nicholas, I can guarantee you I can manipulate his father. They don't know this man from a can of paint.
I'm convinced that goddamn son, Jonathan, all of them, I'm convinced these are heavy sadistic manipulators. Because baby Catherine ain't smart. Ain't nobody smart here. Nobody's smart here. She let us know she wasn't smart when she took a sip out of that goddamn cup at the end of the episode. Everybody here's touched and slow. Everybody's slow. And they're being preyed upon by this family here. So somebody was preyed on because these people are delayed for you to be this simple.
Mm-hmm. We get another view. Can y'all hear me and see me now?
Mm.
Yes.
We have another view of Nancy. And Nancy is hell on wheels. And this is when my wheels really start churning. Because she is really mean to this man. She didn't like this man. She ain't want this man. She didn't want anything to do with him. She said, stop talking. Get out of here. He said, well, maybe we could take a trip. We can travel with you. Like, Nancy wasn't having it, but a demon, a cover-up, mayhaps, because we find out that, of course, Nancy took liberties. In episode 6, Stephen kind of goes into it. I guess you're wondering how she got all of these elaborate details. Well, she made them up. All right. She made them up to, make the book worth reading. That's what good writers do. And so the first lie she tells in the book is why the reason Sasha went home. It's not because her auntie got hit by a lorry or whatever that is. It's actually because I'm thinking some sort of assault happened. Some sort of altercation or assault took place between Jonathan and Sasha, the pink girl that we saw bumping uglies on the train and everywhere else in the first episode of the series or of the season. And her hanging up the phone like a maniac after talking to Sasha's mom. And then, of course, later having a conversation. Quana, talk to me about Nancy and the scenes that we got with her in episode 6.
Nancy is sadistic, okay? Because first of all artistic liberties aside, the fact that you wrote that much detail into what they're displaying is just a sexual conquest that your son had, and you put in this much detail in it in this kind of way. Who thinks of their child like that? And then roll it back to Sasha and whatever the mama said to her on the phone. That boy was up to no good. And when you think back to the train ride, he was giving mad creep energy, wanting Sasha to retell all of the details of her past experiences with him. And that just leads me to believe that definitely Jonathan was definitely on some demon time, and mama's been covering it up and been covering up for him. And low key might have been covering up for daddy too, because we still got to take it back to whatever was on that paper, that little boy's paper that had the mama at the school ready to take his job from him. This whole family is crazy, but she definitely kept her foot on that man's neck to the point where that is why he's broken. He does not know how to exist without her, because she told him when to wash, when to wipe his butt, everything. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Tyra, talk to me about Nancy.
I told you this heifer was sick. I told you this heifer was sick. Like, nobody is grieving that hard over, like, not in that manner over the loss of their son. She lost the love of her life. Like, she has very weird, like, matricide type of energy. It's just weird. I don't like it. I wouldn't put it past her to cover anything up. The way that the girlfriend left and like wanted nothing, like, I don't, he died, okay, and like, I don't care. Like, he did something. He did something terrible. Or even when they're going there looking through the stuff, and I never liked that. I never liked that girl for him. Oh, she had him so, like, she it's just weird. It's very, very weird. And I feel like this is a family full of P words. Okay, either she was towards the son, or he was towards other, people, and she was covering it up. They're hiding something. Now, I don't know how far it goes with Steven, but as you can see, he ain't wrapped too tight, because what the hell are you out here doing? What, really?
I think it's more her than him, but it seems like he was such a sycophant of his wife that whatever she said was law, clearly.
We lost it with the drain on. Any little he lost any ounces of anything with the
but
drain.
I'm not gonna put the P on him, but I might put the P on her, because I don't know. But we'll see, because they'll surprise anyone, because he got
the P on him too. He a psycho. We gonna give him that P. If we don't give him nothing else, because he's insane. I feel like she was covering up and she's hiding something as far as her son's behavior. And we had said that before. Like, you could have wrote anything in that book. You could have wrote in your own, like, you chose to write that. That's what you wrote about your son. That's how you depicted him, all in the face and the sexual. That was an erotic novel. You saw Robert all hard at the table. Like, that was erotic. You wrote that about your innocent son. That's weird.
It is. Okay. What's up with your girl, Nancy?
Nancy is giving very much Norma Bates. I don't know how many of y'all have watched the Bates Motel.
So good.
That's
if you haven't watched
very,
it,
very good series. Very good. From start to finish, it was good. She's giving very much Norma, and I really hope they give us some flashbacks of her and the son together. Because I can guarantee you he's giving very much Norman Bates. They have like a weird Norman Bates.
Yeah, he's a voyeur, just
situation.
like Norman, watching her.
Exactly. Like I said, they got some weird stuff, going on together. And I wonder if Steven knew that he was married to Norma and that he was the father of Norman. Like, did you know that they were this, or was this something that, again, she kept from him? Because it seemed like Steven was an outsider in his own family.
He definitely was. And that brings up a good point to Elle's question. Yes, the significance of the postcard. If you remember in the first episodes, there was a postcard he was writing, and we specifically mentioned in our live discussion how it said to mom. When he picks it up, it says to mom and dad, and it's a whole written note, because we wondered, why would he exclude his father? It didn't make sense. It's something that jumped out immediately to us. So we know for sure now, if we didn't know before, that Nancy is a completely unreliable narrator who was obsessed with her son. It was all about her and her son. It even seems to me that she even lied to Steven about Jonathan's inquiries, even as it relates to him. Oh, he just took pictures of me. It wouldn't surprise me if he had taken pictures of his father and she just threw them away, so he wouldn't get the satisfaction of it all. Like, she's a sicko.
Norma Bates.
And so now that we're easing on down the road, I want to know what you guys think he actually did. Because Sasha, I don't think, if he was a predator, I don't think Sasha was his only victim. In this part of episode 6, we're slowly starting to get Catherine's side of what happened. Which of course is a much more tame story, right? She didn't want her husband to leave for work. She wanted them to choose the family. And then she kind of felt bad because maybe she didn't want to be alone with Nicholas, but then she found out it was amazing. And he was fine in the other room as long as the door between was open and he could see her. She says that on the beach, this young man was being a creeper. Like I said, first episode, he was a creeper. Um, and but she was intrigued by it. Maybe I'll take care of myself in this hotel room later on thinking about him, but I'm not going to pursue it. She's at the bar. So is Jonathan. But that in combination, of course, with Sasha's mama on the phone with Big Red down there. Um, Kay, what do you think? What did Jonathan do? What do you think he did? What's your best guess?
I'm pretty sure they did some. They did some freaky stuff in that hotel room. Cause don't nobody well and don't nobody with a child and a husband have some young man up there taking these erotic pictures. Cause who are they for, Catherine? Who are they for? You didn't take them yourself. You didn't say let me borrow your camera and then I get right back to you. You took the pictures. So what happened before and after you took the pictures? But whatever happened, you still took those pictures. Those pictures was very sexual. Something happened with that young man. So no, she's far from innocent. It may not be what the mama created in her mind, but you did. You did something. And she was wrong for just inviting this young man up to her room with her, this stranger to her room with this young son in the first place.
But Kay, what did he do? What do you think Jonathan did? She didn't tell me. You told me everything Kat did. But
Oh,
what did
John.
he do? What do you think he did to Sasha? If he didn't do anything to Catherine.
Oh, he probably kicked Sasha to the curb to go hang out with Catherine. He probably said, she's this is a fascinating girl, and you ain't trying to do this freaky stuff like she is.
Okay. I don't know. That call
Mm.
seemed it didn't seem like just a breakup or like a jilt. It
It do
seemed
if,
like
if
he
somebody
did
cheat on you
something.
with a milf.
He's okay. This was the
She
girl
might have
mama.
been mad.
Kwana, talk to me about it. What did Jonathan do? What do you think it did? It could be to Sasha, to Catherine, to anyone. Do you think there's nefarious, bidding on his
Most,
part? I guess.
most definitely. As soon as I heard that mama on the phone, like the mama on the phone, I don't. I've not heard too many mamas who are gonna call the mama of the boy over just a simple breakup. Like kids break up all the time. You're teenagers, you expect them to break up. You almost are readying yourself for when they break up because they're teenagers. Her mama called. So her mama was like, your son did something, and this girl was probably like, I imagine this girl is like wailing at home, devastated, traumatized, what have you. He did something to that girl to make her go home, and she had to call his mama and say, I need to talk to you woman to woman because something happened. And I think when we started getting a little bit of Catherine's narration and her talking about seeing him from across the way and the way that maybe she was momentarily entertaining the idea of just being appreciated or desired by somebody because she didn't feel desired by her husband. But her mental narration was so vastly different from what we got in those beginning. And it could, and like we said, we don't know which narration is truth. There's always three sides to it. So guess we're waiting for the omnificent, omnipresent kind of voice to come in. But I definitely think he's abusive in some way. And I think perhaps we're going to find out maybe that I don't know if he tried to go after Nicholas and she had to like fight him off or something. I don't know if he's the one who pulled Nicholas out into the ocean
He's got
or
that cut. We can't identify.
yeah, but I just think that there's so much more to it because it wasn't like in the first part, it was like they met up right away. But when she's retelling it, they did not meet up right away. And so that's the problem that I'm having is if she's feeling some kind of guilt, maybe that's why she had to hide what happened because she felt like whatever happened, somehow she made it just survivor guilt, or guilt feeling like I did something wrong, nobody's going to believe me, or maybe I did something to invite him in, especially if he did try to attack or do something to Nicholas. Maybe she felt like I trusted him so quickly and he tried to do something to my child.
He probably got
Mm.
some sneak pictures of the other girl too that she
His,
didn't like.
his mom gives, I find out my child is a predator and I cover
Mm-hmm.
up
Mhm. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
for him.
That's what
His
she did on
mama
the
gives
phone,
that.
banging that phone down like that, like a
Mm-hmm.
psychopath. Girl, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I think she thought once he was dead, it's done. Like, all right,
Mhm.
I never have to revisit this chapter of my life. And I can almost see that if it was super traumatic and
Mhm.
okay, well, there's no one else to tell the story. I can just close it and pretend it never happened. Tyra, talk to me about it. What did Jonathan do to Sasha, to Catherine, to someone else? What are your thoughts?
I think he was violent towards Sasha. Something happened to escalate for you to go all the way there and immediately leave. And I think he was violent towards her. He was either violent towards her or she found out some information about him that
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't vibing with. So, okay, I need to immediately get away from this man. Um, if he didn't, which I hope not in any way, attempt to violate Nicholas, then I feel
God.
like somehow Nicholas was trying to protect her and he died. I almost feel like that drowning might be a setup situation um for something else, and that's not exactly what happened. But I think he was either, towards Nicholas, and she, of course, has that guilt because I was so anxious, and having a man or a boy or whatever smile at me and getting some attention that I allowed him in my space, and he tried to whatever my son. Or there was something occurring because she says in her flashback, like, he's a sound sleeper, he's normally at peace, but I have to keep the door open. So if you have these doors open and he
While
comes
you go into the
out,
jungle. Hmm.
yeah, you come out, then what? And like what happens from there? That's I'm hoping that is that and not the other one, but I wouldn't put it past him in this family for him to be a predator just because his relationship with his mom, it already seems very, very weird.
Lord have mercy.
Robert doesn't give ride or die. And so I think even if he did do something, Catherine couldn't. I think even if she tried to tell him, like, this is what really happened, I think he would blame her either way. Like, if he did something to try to do something to Nicholas and she stopped it, and the truth was maybe he didn't accidentally drown, but maybe she took him out.
Yeah.
I don't think Robert is a ride or die. I don't think he would look at that as like, okay, you protected my son, thank you. I think he would still. I think she feels like it's a there's a no-win situation to it.
Yeah, I think he's very well, we know he's very ego, but it's very superficial in what it looks like. Because we know he comes from a certain family. They made that clear. And it's probably about a status and propriety, right? In society. Now, now, Stephen, you that bad? This is a hospital, and he don't even have a private room. I said, Steven, you come in here wearing this trench coat, sir. With what'd you say? It's a syringe filled with Drano, Tyra. Talk to
That's
me
what it
about
was.
the talk to me about the chutzpah and the cojones it takes to walk up in this. He's already full of tubes. Steven felt not a lick of compassion, not a lick of remorse. Like, oh, he even says it in his narration. Well, they said he could be a vegetable his whole life, but that's not good enough for me.
Telling
Like,
you, something's wrong with him. You don't edge up to murder overnight. Like prior to this, what, however long ago you finding this book and her actually dying, you weren't privy to this information. Like over in the span of that, finding the book, publishing it, and trying to get at Catherine, you're bold enough to go and take somebody out like you, Dr. Kevorkian. That does not happen overnight. Like I think that was a house full of just discontent and hatred. Like that she had for him. Like, why are you breathing so loud? Like she didn't like this man. She didn't care about this man. She didn't want him. I think it was an unhappy home. I think she doted and maybe did some other things to that son. I think he was. I just think I think things were perverse and sick. You don't edge up to this. This is murder.
it was,
And it's
so he was
supposed to
ready.
be, like I'm tired, old age. I want her to suffer, experience the same loss. But yeah, this is crazy. And the fact that this man was around children, that's what's sending me.
For 20, 30 years.
This man was around children, somebody's teacher. I think we need to lean back into his history as a teacher and just his relationship with his own son because this is insane.
They better come up with it. We only have one more episode left, you guys. Next week is the series finale. This will not carry on into a season 2, season 3, none of that. It's over after next episode. Quana talks how he go in here and see this boy. The boy's already 2 pounds. He's full of wires and cords and tubes. And he said, ugh, sir, you might be a vegetable, but that ain't good enough. I gotta see it gone. I want to see it 6 feet under. Quana, why didn't Steven have any sort of compassion or remorse? It was nothing. It was all right. Time to get to it.
Stephen has been, I think, this person. Like, you don't just become this person. He just found those pictures. He just found that book. He has had 20 years to grieve his son and move on from that. And maybe this reignited his grief, but to go this far, you looking at this boy with tubes and wires and know that he is knocking on death's door, and you said, I'm going to put the final nail in the coffin. I need to be the one. Like, you just don't even have any kind of conscience whatsoever. And what got me really thinking Norman Bates when he was practicing the voices. How he was going to go, I'm practicing my voices for when I go to the hospital. Like, you acting like this is community theater, sir. Like, what are we doing? I made sure I come dressed prepared to play the role of the doting grandfather so that I can take this boy out. And then he even said he didn't care if he got caught. Like, I just can't with Steven. He's so far gone.
He's gone. Okay. How's Steven that bad? He said, I'm big. He said, I am the big bad and I'm going to do it. I don't care how many people are in the same room with me. Okay. Where were you at? How could he feel nothing? Now, any human with feelings and emotions who's not a psychopath, right, would feel some sort of way.
Would they though?
Okay.
I mean, because if you like mad, like it's up. Like it's up. Like it don't matter. He's collateral damage. Like when I'm out for blood, it's just what it is.
Kaden watched too much House of Dragon. Too much.
What did Nicholas do? If he wanted to do this to Catherine and get her in this state to take her out, so be it. What the hell did Nicholas do?
This is a true villain. You got to go. You got to get everybody around the person, and then you save them for last because they got to suffer. He wanted to make sure that she suffered. Going after her wasn't enough. I got to take you down and take everybody around in your family. Take everybody out, and then you gonna be last on the list. That's how mad I am. Okay, when you real mad, the plot is elaborate that you got to do, and it's not just I take you. You got to make sure you tear them down, and there's nothing left. Y'all didn't see the Dark Knight Rises. What did Bane say? He said, "I'm gonna turn this TV on so you see how I'm destroying Gotham, and then when Gotham ain't nothing left, and I done destroyed everybody and everything you love, then you can
die." Okay, I'm not. That's why he got beat up. That's why, Kay. That's why he got beat up in his head into the wall because she wasn't playing.
He ran his own damn head into that wall. Don't fall for this old man propaganda. He threw him. He was right over there with a thin line between love and hate when Lynn Whitfield hit her ass and she hit herself in the face with that damn orange in a sock. Like, this is a sick man. He threw his body. Like, boy, get up. Get up, Steven.
The way I fell out laughing, Quana, what did you think of this song? Get him out of here. Get him. No. I tried to meet you. I went to your house. I tried to meet you there.
When the nurse said, why would you do it to your father? She said, it's not my father. And they just looking at her like she crazy.
Yeah, like escorted her out. They said, get on out, man.
I was like, they really about to make me defend Catherine because who does that? Who does that? Like, this woman just literally told you this. I don't know this man. This is not my father. Why is he here? And they're just like, oh, so we're so sorry that this happened to you, as they escort her out in handcuffs practically. Like, she should have, because if it was me and I don't care what I did wrong. I see you with my son and he's strapped to 80 tubes and I don't know if he's going to live or die. And I know it's because of some mess that you have shown to him, that maybe he was like depressed or something. I'm stopping you. Full stop. I'm stopping you. Like, because we're right here in front of my baby. Like, he needed to get a little extra. Let me say that he needed to get a she needed just a little kick to the ribs or something.
Oh, Tyra.
You're just how I go across the pond in the facilities? Because if so, I'm never going. I'm not related to this man.
The husband put him on. Your husband put him on the list, Tyra.
The fact that your husband, girl, that's sicko. He's short. He's a few chromosomes short of a whole fruit basket. Anyway, we're not expecting a whole lot from old Roberto. This idiot is like, nurse. I said I don't know this man. This is not my father. That's all I need to say. You escort him out. The fact that you escorted me out, giving this man another opportunity to syringe my son. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people here? I guess when you get old in age, you just go over there on to London and just run a goddamn muck. Because when you 55 plus senior, you're good. You're good to go there. I guess you can just do whatever the hell you want to do. Like, this was crazy. This was crazy, and the fact that they like escorted him and like does he not smell? Do y'all not like he's got the same mothball
no, he don't take no bath.
on? Like, but this was just crazy. I was glad that she got there because he was gonna kill this boy. He was gonna kill him, and I just wanted the husband to like. I just wanted everybody to meet and collide. I need Catherine to hurry up. Like, what more do you need? Like, what do you want him to do? Us rolling up to the crib, and I know we're about to get to it. Like, she's freaking Michael Myers. I'm like, okay, I want to know exactly what you did and what you're hiding and what took place with Nicholas. Because the fact that there has been no police, no nothing, you haven't done any due diligence to protect. Like, you're trying. Like, he's clearly trying to take you down in your family and has possibly put your son in this predicament. And we're coming to his house to talk. What are we talking about? I don't know. Something's off.
Kay, did you talk about him? You talked about him getting beat up, right?
Mm-mm.
You didn't talk to me about him. That's what he get, Kay.
He get beat up. He threw himself down.
Well, I'm calling it beat up. It was funny.
Y'all know
How
they be overacting in them African movies. Like, she literally gave him a light tap. Like, she said, because she didn't even hit him that hard, okay? Because he already fragile. She didn't hit him that hard. But the way he said,
he can't be throwing himself around like that at his big age.
He went overacted, and she was looking. That's why she was looking at him like he was crazy, because she was like, "I ain't even hit you that hard. I gave you a smack on the face," and he twirled around 3 times and did a back.
Oh, y'all gotta watch that part. If y'all didn't watch that part in the chat, go on and watch it because it's hilarious. It's worth a rewind.
And then he act like she slapped him so hard he didn't even know his name no more. He was like, "Where am I? Who? What happened?"
All the while keeping that syringe hidden, right?
Exactly.
Because
that syringe ain't falling out.
He's lying. If we're talking that mess, I don't even care if I get caught. Clearly you do, because why are you putting up this old man facade? I can understand it to get into these spaces, but as soon as he's all like, he has an agenda. He doesn't want to get caught, and he wasn't expecting this woman to confront him. Like, you really thought she was gonna sleep well at night, moving the way you were? You're insane. I don't know why she didn't stab. I would have stabbed him.
Oh my gosh. And so he's home minding his white owned business here in his dirty place. And he's making his evening tea, right? And we hear a ruffle outside, and he said, who could be out there? And he goes out and the bright light shines on her, and she's got the knife, and he welcomes her in. And I said, I thought you had sense, Stephen. Who lets a knife-wielding white woman, in the overgrown weeds in your backyard in the house with the blicky? Like with not the blicky, but with the blade. And she comes and takes over and says, I said, sit down. Sit down in that chair because we need to talk. He says, okay, would you like some tea? I'm gonna fix this tea. I said, sit down. Kay, when you saw Catherine arrive with the knife, what did you think there was going to be immediate bloodshed? I know you love a knife fight.
I do. I said, if you're going to pull it out, you better use it. Don't come over here playing around, okay? We don't know what Stephen got in that house, because if he let you in, obviously this time he was ready for you. He wasn't ready that first time. He was ready this time. So if you come in there, be prepared to use it. But being that she's so bold to not just grab any type of knife, she grabbed Michael Myers' knife and stood outside the door. That shows me that she done been in an altercation before. Shit, this ain't new to her. She put on that. That's the coat that you wear when you about to go out and commit crimes.
Okay. Did she cut him like she may have cut Jonathan? I'm curious. Quana, what say you?
I just don't understand how you show up to somebody's house with a knife and then they say, come on inside and get some tea. And you say,
That's what I said.
okay. You say, okay. What in the, like, I just was like, this woman has lost her mind. She hit her head. It wasn't Steven who hit, she hit her head. Because why? For what? I just couldn't. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm at this point in the watch, I'm kind of leaning toward Team Catherine. So when I saw her with a blade, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you do. He came up in here, he was threatening your son. That's what you do as a mama bear. You protect. And then he was like, I'm going to make some yardlings or whatever version of tea. He said, would you like some? Okay. What?
Yeah, and we saw him. And I said, you didn't hear him crushing up these pills over here? You didn't hear on that dirty counter with the roach under the glass? Tyra,
First of all,
she
I wouldn't
shows
eat a
up
thing
with,
in this home. I wouldn't eat a thing in this home. This is just a
the
disgusting.
counters is sticky.
Girl, he's living in squalor. Like he's 2 shakes away from being a hoarder. And Riri, I don't want nothing you got, sir. The fact that you think that he is here to violate your son in some way, and he's probably responsible for your life being in shambles. We're gonna come in here and sip tea. The fact that she is willing to do this, she came first of all. Why we got a knife? Why we got a knife if we didn't come to you? First of all, that whole scene at the end is a scene out of the best horror movie to come. Like they need to run that back and make it put it somewhere. Because I was like, oh, okay. Like I was like, oh, it's a little dark. I appreciated it. So when we saw it, she's standing there all menacing. It's just like, I'm gonna fix some tea. I'm like, what are you doing? She's so she wants somebody to hear her out. She wants to explain herself. That's why I'm like, what did you do, Catherine?
What did you do?
Like, she wants him to hear her side, even though she knows that he's responsible for everything that's transpired in her life for the past few weeks or so. I need you to hear me and understand. Why? It leads me to think that nobody here is all innocent, but it would be nothing you needed to explain to me, and my son is laid up in that way, and I'm not taking no. I don't want nothing. Even if she was going to slap him, say sit down. Okay, I can start now because you need that damn slap. That slap almost felt like don't ever try to drain on my son. Like what are we doing here? Where are the cops? Where's something? This is crazy. She could have sat down and I don't want that. I just want you to hear me out or whatever. I'm not taking anything this man has to offer if I think he could have did anything to my son. Are you insane? Hopefully she just took that little baby sip for appearances and she ain't actually sipped nothing, because be smarter than this, please.
He crushed up 3, 4, 5 of them. I said, what are you going to do with her, sir? And then she sit down. She got her pictures is laid out on the table. He got 6 copies of the book. Tyra, what is she gonna reveal with her side of the story?
I mean, I don't know. I wish there was a third party there so we could really get to the truth already. Because even with her side, and we get Jonathan doesn't say a word in her reimagining. He's just there, kind of waiting in the background.
Stalking.
And even when he's at the bar, he's like, "Hey, like, come sit down," gesturing, but he's not actually saying anything. I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. But with how she's moving, I don't know if I'm expecting her to sit there and tell the 100% truth. Because I would think if you were going to tell it to somebody, it would at least be your husband, your son, people whose lives are in jeopardy. You want him to know. I think she feels guilty about something.
Okay, what do you think? What is she going to reveal in her side?
Oh, she. I think she's going to try and say, I'm seeking justice for myself, and I think she's going to reveal some things that may dampen and darken the image he has of his own wife and son. I think he might hear some stuff that he may not want to believe.
Okay,
I'm
all
here for
right.
that.
I wonder how he'll react, especially after he's already drugged her.
You will
I mean, and that would be poetic, and I'd almost be here for that moment. And maybe he'll take some pills too. And yeah, Quana, what will be revealed when she tells her side? Is she going to tell the truth? What do you think is next?
I don't know. I'm all over the place. I definitely think she is. Whatever she's going to say is going to cast a much darker cloud over his perception of Jonathan. I am nervous because will it be the truth? Because we don't know, and this is the way everything has been conveyed is so gray. So far, all she's really guilty of is okay. She had this potentially this affair, but we don't really know if she had an affair, and it was 20 something years ago, and she kept it hush hush, and we really don't know if she did anything since then that was really all that terrible. So I just don't know what to think about her. But if she does reveal something that Jonathan did that does puts her in a better light, I definitely don't think it's going to matter at all to Steven. He crushed them pills, and I think he's still going to like get rid of the evidence. And at this point, she's the evidence. So I just don't understand this decision to come into his house and sip tea, because even if she has something that will reveal things to him, what about this man has been logical of anything? He wrote a whole behind book, send it to your house, gave it to your son at his job, send the pictures to your husband. Why would you go to his house and drink tea and think that anything you say is going to make it okay? He's crazy.
They slow just like they slow
I
sign.
tell you, everybody's slow. Everybody's slow. I don't even put it past him to not know exactly who his son is. Who says that he's not three shakes away from who his son is? They could all be hiding
Mm-hmm.
different identities and what they've been operating in this house. I think it's weird.
That part.
Oh.
And I just don't want Robert to be the last man standing. Because I can't stand either way. I can't stand where you like you said, you befriended your op, invited this man to the hospital where your kid is. He cannot be the last man standing. I will riot.
You never know. But you guys, that is dadgum disclaimer episodes 5 and 6. Like I said, we have one more episode and we will be finished with disclaimer. This has actually been such an enjoyable watch. Thank you guys so much for coming out and showing love on these Mondays. We really, really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Quana over at Her Real Review. What do you have going on this week? What's going on over there?
I am trying to drop a review of Like Water for Chocolate, which is a new
Ooh,
series on Max. I keep saying HBO,
it's
but
okay.
it's Max. And it is based on a book that came out in 1989, and then there was a film adaptation in 1992. It's one of my favorite movies, so I think I'm going to review the movie, but I'm going to start the series. So yeah, that's what's going
Johnny
on.
Depp, right? He was in the movie.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Who was in it?
Um, this is it's a Mexican movie.
I'm thinking. I'll
I
look it
think
up. Who was it?
I'm wondering if you're thinking of like the
Oh,
one
like
about the
Water for Chocolate. I'm thinking like Water for Chocolate.
no, you're thinking of chocolate. I know which one you're talking about. The one where he's like the
Oh, okay.
chocolatier, but like Water
Oh,
for
okay.
Chocolate is a Mexican story. It's really
Oh,
good. It's got a lot of drama. It's about a girl who can't marry her love interest, so he marries her sister.
oh,
And that's not a spoiler. That's the synopsis.
oh, Lord have mercy. Kay. Kay, what's going on over there at Slice of Horror? And be sure to subscribe to everyone on the panel, guys. Go over there to Her Real Reviews, Slice of Horror, Struggle Reviews TV, and show some love. What you got going on, Kay?
Y'all look out for my from cast member interview that will be dropping sometime this week. And of course, Penguin on Wednesdays. Next week, I do believe is the season finale. And next week, instead of an upload, I'm going to try to do a live panel for that one because y'all, the Penguin is an amazing show. It's awesome. And so I think for the finale, I want to go live for that one. So Penguin upload dropping Wednesday and interview with Julie from this week.
Oh, ooh, Julie.
That's a why, Kay. Tell a wide lie. Why you in here acting like this all the time? No. I'm not going to say too much because we're going to see you guys in literally less than 30 minutes. Come and join us to talk about Abbott Elementary. So far, we are currently in season 4, and we want to get into the show, and hopefully you guys are here for that. So link up, go to the link, hit it, and be in the waiting in 27 minutes.
Absolutely. Join us, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to let you know that we have a watch along coming in addition to Abbott Elementary at 9. What is it? Is it 9:15? 9:30? 9:30? Okay, 9:30 tonight. And then this watch along is EJ's choice this week, guys. You know, we do a members only watch along every single Saturday evening. And so this is what it is. And I will leave you guys with the weekly TV guide. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I hope we see you in the live right after this. Thanks for being here.
Oh, Mr. Clear. What are you doing to my face? I wasn't doing that.
In here with me. Anyway, Dookie, you don't want me.
I don't either,
There's no problem with these other people around here. They causing all this trouble because they mad because they're ugly. There ought to be a law against